What's going on, guys? Welcome back, and today I'm going to be discussing Ninjago Season 9 Hunted, and I guess reviewing it, and I just have to say, this is such a great season of Ninjago. I absolutely loved it, and I think it is actually currently my favorite season. Now, I loved Season 5, I loved Season 8, and I loved the first season, but this is just an amazing season of Ninjago, and I think it is currently my favorite. It's just such a great season, and we're going to get into it now. There will be spoilers in this video, so you've been warned. So the characters I'm going to be talking about first, and the disappointing characters. And for me, there's really only one disappointing character, and not like a lot of the ninja got a lot of development, or like got a lot of major things to do, but like they all have their crucial role. Like they don't do anything amazing, but like they have an important role. So Lloyd is now one of my favorite characters in Ninjago. Like, I didn't like him in the first few seasons. I really didn't love his character. I liked him when he was a little boy, but then he just became annoying and I didn't like him at all. And the new voice, Sam Vincent, I believe is his name, the new voice actor, and just the direction they've taken the character of Lloyd in is, I think, so much better than what they used to do, and he's just become such a great character. So Lloyd's definitely a standout. Nia was also pretty good. I like seeing Nia kind of take on a leadership role, kind of taking care of Lloyd, and I thought that was really good. I thought it was really cool, the role that Nia took on, and I thought it was a cool direction to take her in. Kai wasn't great. I didn't really love Kai in the last season. He was kind of disappointing. But he was definitely better in this season. He had some crucial roles, like in today's episode, the last episode. He had the crucial role of tying down the Oni Titan, so he was pretty good in this season. I liked him more than the last one. Because Kai, if you didn't know, Kai was my original favorite character, and he still is one of my favorite characters, so yeah. Zane is the one character that I did not like in this. Like Jay, I'll get to Zane at the bottom of my character list. I'm gonna talk about my favorite characters first. But yeah, Jay was good. I like the flashback, and my theory about Jay being possessed by an Oni, that is definitely not happening. So I'm sorry. For those of you who saw that video, he's not an Oni, or he's not possessed by an Oni. Cole was pretty good. He wasn't amazing, but he definitely had the same role he had in the last season, which was he was crucial to the raising and the, I guess, babysitting of Master Wu, so that was cool. And he had some good scenes. Jay was also pretty good. Like I said, he had his flashback in the season, and so yeah, he was good. But Zane is so bad in this season. Like, he's not bad, but he just doesn't do anything. Like, he hardly has any lines. And like I said, all the other ninja have their part to play. Zane is just the character they go to be like, Zane, do this for us. Zane, you're the intelligent one. Scan this for us or something. He was just such a useless character, and I was really disappointed because Zane was originally one of my favorite characters, if you didn't know. But the direction they took him in in Season 5 completely ruined his character. And in the Ninjago movie, he was a complete disrespect to his character from the TV show, and I absolutely hated him in the movie. But yeah, Zane was my one disappointment or disappointing character to me. Faith, Heavy Metal, who turned out to be Faith, she was pretty good. I liked Faith. I liked the kind of direction they took her in and learning lessons from Wu. I also liked Wu's kind of stages, his different stages of growing up and the lessons that he learned from himself. So that was cool. And Garmadon was great. Like, I really didn't like the way Garmadon was introduced at the end of the last season. But in this season, they found new ways to make his character interesting. I think it was the most interesting his character has ever been in the show. So Garmadon was definitely a standout. So yeah. Then we're going to be talking about the intro and music of this season. Now, the music in this season is phenomenal. I think I believe it's Jay Vincent and Michael Kramer who do the music. They're so great, and I love their music. Like the Sons of Garmadon theme, the Hunters theme, dun 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 dun, like, and the do 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 do, like all the music in this is so great. And I love the Sons of Garmadon theme from the last season, but they kind of find new remixes and ways to play it. So the way that they used it was awesome, and I loved the Hunter theme. I loved Harumi's theme, and they brought back Harumi's theme at like the most heartbreaking moment, which we'll talk about, which that is my favorite scene in this whole season. Um, yeah, we'll get back to that. So, and the intro is great. I love the intro. It kind of represents, the way that they're trapped from each other, like with the ninja running across the chain at the beginning of all the episodes, and then Garmadon kind of coming up from the chains, just kind of like the person watching over all of it. And yeah, I just like the transition between the two worlds in the intro. The intro is great. I loved it. And I love the more mature direction that they took this season in. Is the next thing we're going to be talking about. Is Ninjago has, like, in the last season, they took the show in a more mature direction. But this one takes it to the max. Like, there's so many deaths and dramatic things in the season. Like, Harumi dies, Mistake gets killed, and Mr. E gets brutally destroyed by Garmadon. So much more of a mature direction, and a lot of clever jokes. And that's kind of one of the problems, I guess, is that when they kind of put in the clever jokes, and then some character says, I guess, a more childish sort of joke, it kind of comes off a little bit like strange, because they have so many clever jokes. So that's a little bit of a flaw, but I love the more mature direction, and just the exploration of the characters as well, and deepening the lore. Like, the way they deepen the lore with the Firstborn Dragon and Garmadon. Garmadon was such a great character in this season. I love the more development for him, and the exploration of the lore with the Firstborn Dragon once again, and the Hunters. And I hope they explain how the Hunters got there. Like, Faith stays behind because she learned a lesson from Lu not to abandon her people. So I hope that they kind of explain how they got there and when they got there, like how long they've been trapped there, because we don't really find out. But other than that, so much exploration of the role of the lore, not the role. I don't know what's wrong with my words today, but so yeah, definitely great exploration of the lore and characters. So that's another great thing about the season. And now we're gonna get into the flaws and disappointments about the season. And one flaw is the suit. So Lloyd's suit is the flaw here. So in the end of one of the episodes in the middle of the season, Lloyd has to burn up his suit because the remaining members of the Resistance, Skylar, Lloyd, Dareth, Nia, and Mistake, so Lloyd has to burn up his suit. Nia got rid of her tank and got rid of her suit, so they have to kind of go into hiding, and they have to get rid of all their stuff that might give them away. And he doesn't want to burn up his suit because he's like, this is who I am, and Nia's like, no, that's not what made you who you were. And then in the next episode, Lloyd's like, I'm tired of running, time to change things up. And that was a great scene when they surround Harumi at the end of that episode. But he jumps down in the same suit, and it's like, they burnt it up at the end of in the last episode, so like, I doubt they had time to make him a new suit that looks identical to the same one he burnt up. So that's a flaw that I noticed in the writing, and I think that's kind of lazy. And once again, Zane was a flaw and a disappointment is his character, so yeah, that. And the deaths are shrugged off way too fast. And I had this problem with the Han Solo movie, where they shrugged off the deaths of Val and the monkey guy in the Han Solo movie. I don't know why I'm bringing that up, but I am. The flaws, or the deaths, they shrug them off way too fast. Like Harumi, they have one line where Dareth's like, oh my gosh, Garmadon's been, since he lost Harumi, he's lost his marbles. And it's like, yeah. And then they never bring it up. Like, they should have kind of a funeral or a thing honoring the memory of Harumi. So that was kind of disappointing that they kind of shrugged that off. I don't know if shrugging it off is the right word, but that was kind of disappointing that they just kind of didn't explore that anymore. Yeah, so that was kind of disappointing. And then another thing is the breaking out of prison at the end, or at the beginning of today's episode, the finale, is the Elemental Masters and Misako and Ronan and everyone else who's trapped there. Karloff starts the trend by going, the Resistance never quits, and he goes into metal power and breaks out of the bars. And maybe it's just showing that they needed that push because of the ninja returning. But it's like, why couldn't they have done that at any other point in the season? Like, he could have punched down the walls, and then they could have freed everyone else. Like, why didn't they do that at any other point? That was kind of disappointing and lame. So yeah. And then the last thing, is the Ultra Dragon. And apparently the Hageman brothers have made a Twitter post saying that Iron Baron's throne is the skeleton of the Ultra Dragon. And if that's true, that's really lame, because if they killed it off screen, because after Season 4 or Season 3, it just disappeared and we never saw it again. And if they killed it off screen and they're just saying, oh, well, the Ultra Dragon died. Sorry. It's like, really? Because I'm saying that, not saying that the Hageman brothers are bad. Like, they're great writers, but there are certain flaws, like, the suit kind of just not being burnt up all of a sudden, and the Ultra Dragon. Because they can't just make a Twitter post saying the Ultra Dragon died, and that's the skeleton of the throne. Like, in one throwaway line from Kai where he says, look at his throne, I hate Iron Baron already, or something like that. Like, look at his throne, I hate him already. They need to actually clarify that in the show, because kids who watch the show won't have Twitter, and they won't realize that that's the skeleton of the Ultra Dragon. So that's kind of lame if they did that. So that's kind of a flaw and a disappointment that they did that. And now we're going to talk about the best scene in the season, which is when Harumi dies. And that was so emotional. It was such an emotional scene. And, like, I liked Harumi when she was introduced as a good character. And when she turned evil, she became annoying and cliche, and she just screamed a lot, and she became annoying. But then when she's trying to run out of the building, and she sees the boy and his family trying to push him into the elevator, just like how she was getting pushed by her parents to go into the elevator with all the people. And I like that. It's something like, that is what would turn her character back, is seeing someone in the same position that she was in. And I really like that they did that. So she gets them out. And another thing is, the mother of the child is thanking her. And then she's like, no, go, I'll just go now. And when the mother gets out, seconds after, the boards fall down and block the doorway with Harumi still inside. So that shows that if they'd waited any longer, the mother of the child and the woman would have been stuck in the building just like Harumi's parents. So Harumi was a true hero, and then she stands on top of the building looking at Lloyd and, like, her theme playing sadly. And right as I'm saying that, you can hear the sad Zane theme playing in the background. But, yeah, so that was just so well done. Like, Lloyd's just like, Harumi, and then she just kind of crumbles down in the building, and Garmadon goes crazy. He's like, Lloyd, you want this city? You can have it in ruins! So that was a very emotional scene, and it was so well handled, and just the way that the direction of Harumi's character, and that completely redeemed her character. And I hope they don't bring her back and say that she's not dead and bring her back her character, because that would completely ruin her redemption for me. Because I didn't like her after she turned evil, but after that, that's totally redeemed her character, and she became so much better, so that was great. So that's really all I have to say about the season. I absolutely loved it. It's probably my favorite Ninjago season currently, and at the end, you find out the Oni are on their way, because Garmadon's power was the only thing keeping this realm or Ninjago from being plunged into darkness, so I'm assuming in the next season, the Oni will maybe invade Ninjago, because he says, when they come, there will be nothing left. So it's left on a happy note, but it's also left on kind of a cliffhanger. And I also loved how they developed Mistake and Dareth's characters. I love that they gave Dareth more of a role in this season, and Mistake got more developed as a character. So those were other two standouts, or my other two standouts. And I hope that Dareth does get an elemental power, because I really think he should get a power. So yeah, because he got the little brown mist coming out of his hand, but they never brought that back. So I hope that Dareth does get a power and he joins the team. Because Dareth is a great character, I think, and I think they need to develop him more. But I guess moving on to the ratings for the season, like I said, I love it. I'm going to give it an A+, I think. Like I said, I have some problems with the writing and some flaws and some disappointments. But other than that, this is a fantastic Ninjago season. It develops the characters, it deepens the mythology, it goes in a more mature direction, and I just loved it. So I'm giving it an A+. I just love this season so much. And it's such a great direction that they've taken this show in. And I can't wait to see what happens next. I hope that there's so many directions they could take this show in the future. And I just absolutely love it. So, yeah. You guys let me know what you thought of my review of Ninjago Season 900 and what you thought of the season as well. Because I absolutely loved the season. And I hope that you did too. I hope you enjoyed the season as well. But yeah. You guys let me know what you think of Ninjago Season 900. I'm giving it an A+, so you guys let me know what you think of my review and of the season in the comments. Have a great day. Take care.